It began for me when our son was about 4 years old. Because I realized that getting involved in the different programs and the different legislative processes was the way that my son was going to then be able to benefit from those programs. So part of the advocacy began with being able to speak well about what his needs were. Interestingly, when we were in the hospital, about the third day into a 9-day stay, the physician came to us and said, "Will you come speak to a group of interns and tell us about your experience?" And of course I said no, because my son was beside me in the ICU. And then somebody said this would be good. So spoke to an auditorium full of medical professionals, and what I found, even at that early stage, was that with all of their incredible degrees, with all of their knowledge, they did not know what this experience was. So it was mostly horrifying to be able to speak about it. Apparently it's still horrifying to speak about it, because I need a fan right now. Where's the fan? But people needed to know our experience, and so until he came off the waiting list, for 13 years, advocacy became truly what we were about. He would come with us to the Capitol during session, and we would drop off letters. We would sit in the front row of committee meetings, and the legislators began to know who he was, to the point that our son liked to look through phone books. He would read them, was fascinating. He was looking for a certain product, which he loved, which he always found, and the legislators found this piece of information about him. So the committee chairs would begin watching for him to come in. It was not really important that I was there, but they would watch for him to come in, and they would have a phone book with one of their staffers available. I find that to be fascinating. So they also knew his story. The advocacy in the school system became a very powerful piece for the years that he was in school. Developed those advocacy skills through trainings from the Utah Parent Center, through other advocacy trainings like policies and partners in policy making, and worked to be able to tell a piece of a story, to gain an understanding, to then go into the next step. So being the voice for somebody who was not able to speak for himself, but sure could show up and flip through a phone book with the best of them.